The vampire counts march forth.
Hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at two of the heroes, the Banshee and the Wight King. I think the Wight King is a fantastic model. I do love his helmet. He's got a lovely helmet and shield. So there's many differences between these two characters. Firstly is that the Wight King can be mounted. The Banshee, she's kind of a ghost. She would just fall through a horse, so that would be pointless. So let's look at the Wight King first. So he's armoured and he's shielded, meaning he's going to take less damage from stuff that's not armour piercing and also take less missile damage. He's got a hefty 3,000 hit points. He's got 90 armour, which is fantastic, 70 leadership, standard sort of speed for a infantry. Melee attack and defence is pretty good. He's got a weapon strength of 410, 420. I was trying to get a 420 in there somehow, but no, 410. As you can see, the weapon damage 260 plus the 150 from the armour piercing, and he's got a very poor charge bonus. He's not really a chargy man. So these are the fighty characters. We looked at the necromancers and the vampires. They all have lots of fun spells and everything like this. These just have a few augments, nothing too crazy. So he's got missile resistance, as all infantry do have, single heroes rather. He causes fear. He's got encourage because he's a leader, so he gives a leadership boost to units around him. He can hide in a forest. He's got undead, the undead trait, as all the undead do, because they're undead, which means that instead of running away when they're losing a fight and they break, undead don't break. They start crumbling, so they will never run away from a fight, which is a bonus when, meaning that they're going to fight down to the last man rather than run away. So you can really clog up an enemy unit for a much longer amount of time. But if they are losing combat, they will just start dying quicker and quicker. So the first stage is crumbling, and then you get disintegrating, in which case with him it would be losing hit points, but with units they just start falling down like flies. It's kind of crazy. So it's important to keep their leadership up, keep them winning fights. So his special abilities, he's got Heroic Killing Blow, which is an augment spell that lasts for 13 seconds. It's just for himself, but it gives him plus weapon damage and plus 36% armor piercing damage. He already has a decent amount of armor piercing, and with that bonus he's going to just tear through even a steam tank. He's going to be doing hefty damage to. Big heavily armored targets he can really go after. Next up, he's got Deadly Onslaught, which is another self-cast ability, giving him a charge bonus, which 18% charge bonus on somebody that's got 15 charge is not really worth it. But again, armor piercing and plus vigor, so fantastic. Used in conjunction with that armor piercing is just scary. And he also has the Foe Seeker, which again, a sort of charge bonus, a speed bonus, and a vigor. It's you know, they don't cost mana to use, so I would be using them all. But Heroic Killing Blow is just fantastic. Remember, 22% weapon damage, and he's already doing 410. That is fantastic. So then we're going to go on to the Banshee, and the Banshee is a ghosty lady with big boobies. She is armor piercing, meaning she can do damage against heavily armored targets. She's ethereal. We'll see a few characters and units with ethereal. So ethereal, if I can get the right button, ethereal units ignore most damage done by non-magical weapons, as they have shed most of their physical form. They are not slowed by terrain-based movement penalties either. So, you know, imagine just enemies just swinging through her and she's going, nah, not having it. She also causes terror because she's a scary ghost with big boobies, and she's a duelist. There's not many characters in the game that are duelists, but these characters are really good at going after enemy heroes, legendary heroes, any character of any sort of sort. So she doesn't have barely any armor, but she doesn't need it because she's ethereal, right? So armor is not an issue. Don't worry too much because of that. She's only got 40 leadership. She's got a very good amount of speed because she just floats along, and she does a melee attack of 32, which does magic damage, which is fantastic, just to mixes it up a little bit. And she also has 38 melee defense, and she does 280 damage. 90 of that is weapon damage, armor piercing damage is 190. So she's got a decent charge bonus of 25, which is not too bad. So she has a physical resistance of 75%, and that's from the ethereal nature of her. So damage of non-magical attacks is reduced by this amount. So if you're fighting against them, or when you're using her, don't go up against magic users. Stay clear of magic damage altogether, because she will die quite easily. She's quite low hit point for a hero, 1,800. So she has missile resistance, being an individual character. She causes fear. She has the leadership boost. She can hide in a forest. She's undead, which means she has crumbling and all that good stuff. So the only sort of ability that she has is called slippery. No jokes, please. And this gives her 19 seconds. Basically makes her a lot quicker. This is really useful for when you're... because what you want to be doing with this character is hunting down the enemy characters. So if they're on the other side of the battlefield and you need to get there quick, that's the spell to use. So we're just going to quickly go into the battle and talk about how you'd use these guys. So we're just mucking about against a couple of units of poor little Bretonians. I think we might just charge straight in. I think we will. So the way both these units work is that they're fighty characters. The difference being that the Wight King, you want to, needs to be in amongst his troops, using his leadership bonus, and going after those heavily armoured troops with his heroic killing blow. That's the big thing with his armour piercing. So go for those more specialised units that have got heavy armour and kick some ass. The difference with the Banshee is that she's an assassin. So think of it, look, you can see the difference in speed. A massive difference in speed. So you can... She needs to be going after enemy characters. Failing that, you want to be going after sort of other units that aren't doing magic damage. That's really important, because she will get destroyed by anything that's magic damage. That's her biggest sort of weak point. But they're both very good characters. So what we're going to do is we're sending him first and actually tell her to wait. Because we're going to go after the enemy character. Oi, lazy bones. Lazy bones, because he's a skeleton. That's genius. Alright, so they're going to realise that we're coming after him and start charging shortly. Alright, you just wander over there, love. Alright, so we got old Manfred, but he's waiting back home. This is not worth his time. So we're going to charge bonus, supercharge in, and then we're going after the Lord. So as you can see here, he's getting stuck in, doing some decent area effect damage. And then we'll get her, give her that speed bonus. As you can see, look, there she goes, quick as you like. And she's, headbutted the guy. That's an interesting attack mode. I like it. So she's now dueling it out with their hero. So this is not how you'd use the Wight King, by the way, just in case you're wondering, oh, this is an interesting choice. This is just for a bit of fun. You want him to be alongside your main units of troops, getting stuck in with your zombies, with your big skeleton units and stuff like that. But he's pretty sort of fantastic. As we can see, we are losing this fight with her, because if we have a look at him, he's a Bretonian Lord, so he's quite high level. He's got a ward save, which Bretonians have. They're not a proper army, but they are a minor faction that you can play in custom battles and stuff like this. And he has various different ward saves that help him. So he's a lot sort of higher level than she is, so she's struggling. If you send her in with another unit, then she would do a much better job. But the fact she's holding him up for this long is pretty good. And now because she's losing combat, she's going to dramatically start losing. Look. Here we go, look, she is proper crumbling at this point. She is going to waste away. So this guy, as you can see, what's he called, a Wight King, even is holding his own, even against two units of guys. Obviously they're only spearmen at arms, they're not spectacular, but he's holding his arm. He can stay in there for a good long while, whereas she's about to crumble. Wait for it. Come on, love, hurry up. Oh, there she goes. Honour and glory. Right, there we go, guys. There's our little mini guide for them both. Like I said, Wight Lord, get stuck into combat, be amongst your troops, don't be out on your own. The Banshee can go after those heroes. Obviously, we lost that fight against that high level hero, but the minor heroes and stuff like that is definitely worth going after. But also, you can use her combined with your units to go into the main force, because she's going to take, only 75% less damage from the units. So she's very good as well in combat. Just stay clear of magic, especially if the enemy's got wizards or any units that have any magic damage on them. Just run away from, because she'll melt. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed my mini little guide. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and check out all my other Warhammer Total War guides. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.